Hi everybody, welcome back to yet a whole other video. I hope you guys have been well. If you saw my last video, you know that I recently went to Mexico on kind of a family trip, and I told you guys I was going to tell you about my experience with this airline that we took. So this is what this video is going to be about. So let's jump onto the video. So I'm somebody that reads reviews and watches review videos for a lot of things that I buy online. So by the time I saw the reviews, we had already purchased the ticket and the reviews were not great. So this airline, Interjet, is a Mexican airline and only travels to big cities, and it is a cheaper option. So our tickets each were, I want to say, about $430, $440 around there. Checked baggage or documented baggage not included. So I did have to buy the baggage separately, and it was $30 for departure and $30 for return. So it was $60. So we go to Chicago and we get to the airport. So we thought we were actually running behind, and it was packed. The line for Interjet was so long. It happens, whatever, with any other airline is gonna happen. When we get to the registers, the service wasn't that great. Right before we're about to go into security, the lady proceeds to tell me that our flight was delayed 3 hours. It happens, shit happens, whatever, right? So my aunt is still in the line behind me, and I look at her, I'm like, she's like, what? So I told my cousin to go and tell her. And the guy in line behind her, he's like, wait, I'm sorry, what? And he says, oh my god, it's always something with this airline. She says, but we're gonna get a full refund plus 25%. We're also gonna be provided a hotel room when we get to Mexico City. So we're in this airport for a whole 3 hours. So eventually it gets closer to the time that we're supposed to leave, and they start lining us up. So from Mexico City, we're supposed to get to León. When we land in Mexico City, we rush to the Interjet counters. My aunt asked about the refund and about the hotel room. They said that we do get a refund, but we do not get the full refund that they mentioned. They said we only get part of the flight refunded. Okay, so we're still getting half of our money back and 25%, right? And this hotel room. But before they give us the information for the hotel room, they tell us that there's not going to be another flight to our destination, which was León, until 2 days after. 2 days after. Like, what the fuck are we supposed to do for 2 days? So we had to make a quick ass decision. So we decided to take a bus to León. So we arrived at the house that we were supposed to stay at like 6 in the morning. Okay, we were supposed to be there at 8 at night. Okay, but I don't know why the flight was delayed. Maybe they actually saved my life. We don't know. So the next day we call, and my aunt is trying to get information. What about the refund? What do we have to do to get this refund and all? And my aunt was holding on this call for 2 hours. 2 hours, like, what horrible service. So my aunt, when she made the reservations before leaving for the trip, we made the reservations like 4 months prior to the trip. So my aunt was not able to make the reservations for everybody in one purchase. So she had to make 2 different transactions. One transaction was my aunt and a few of my cousins, and then another transaction was my cousin, my boyfriend, and me. My cousin, my boyfriend, and I were supposed to leave 1 day before the rest of my family. That flight was actually supposed to be like 17 hours long. So we decided not to catch a flight from León to Monterrey. So we decided to just take a bus straight from León to Mexico City. So that was gonna save us a lot of time. We would all be together. So my aunt and the rest of my peoples just rented a room in Mexico. After that, my cousin, my boyfriend, and I were supposed to take this plane at 4:30 to Chicago. So we get to the Interjet counters at, I want to say, like an hour and 40 minutes before. Like, we get to this line and it's extra long, and after that people kept coming after us. Like, the line got longer after we got in line. This line is moving so slow. and it's somebody helping at almost every counter. You know, of course there's gonna be problems. People want to make more purchases for heavier, you know, bags and all that stuff. But it got so bad that people for different flights had to be called before because the flights were getting ready to leave. So I think like 2 to 3 times people from certain flights got called. The line is moving a little faster now that they got moved, and we still had a little bit of time to get to our gate. When we get to these counters, I'm telling you, nobody gets a hello, how was your day, how can I help you, like a smile, nothing. So I'm talking to the guy that is supposed to be helping me, literally the straightest face. Okay, so eventually we go to the security. So if you guys saw my last video, you saw that my boyfriend bought some bottles, right? So he put his bottles in his the small bag. So I had to go back, and I was not about to get in that long ass line again. So I just decided to go in the priority line. It was only like 4 people in there, so I was like, okay, he might just help me. So he did help me. Took his time peeling every sticker, like looking around, like, okay, put the sticker on there, look around again, put the sticker on there. So whatever, I don't want to argue, I don't want to fight. Just get this shit going. Let me get the fuck out. So I get the fuck on. So I look at my ticket. There's a motherfucking question mark where I'm supposed to have my gate number. So now we're running around this damn airport to see if anybody can help us, to see if our gate number pops up on the screens. Nothing. We're supposed to be at this damn gate already. We go to different sections of the airport and nobody could help us, so we eventually just decided to go down this long ass passageway, hallway, whatever. And at the end of the hallway there's a information booth. As soon as she asked me, she points to the area I'm supposed to be at, like literally points. We were still kind of on time, probably because everybody behind us was super late. I don't know why a few people get checked before getting on the plane, but of course my boyfriend was one of those. So we're finally on this airplane to go to Chicago, and I start noticing that it's taking us a long time to get out the gate. But we did have a lot of people on wheelchairs, and we did have like a lot of elderlies, so they might have taken a long time to just find their seats, you know. And then it starts raining. I hope we can still leave, and eventually it just stops enough to we can just get away from the gate. So we are getting on this line behind airplanes so we can eventually just take off, and it starts pouring again. And I'm like, oh, at this point I'm praying. I am praying that it just stops so we can just go. And eventually it just stops raining again, and a whole bunch of planes take off. So then it's our turn, right? It starts raining again, and we're there for like another 30 to 40 minutes. Eventually we start smelling a smelly smell.
Do you smell it? That smell. A kind of smelly smell. A smelly smell that smells smelly.
Kind of like gas or smoke. And we automatically knew that was gonna delay our flight even more. You can see the attitudes coming out of everybody. My boyfriend's growing impatient. The people right next to us that won't shut up. By this time, it's been 3 hours, so everybody is starving. After a few minutes, the pilot tells us that there's gonna be another wait because it's something wrong with the airplane and they can't figure it out. They're gonna decide if they're able to fix it real quickly so we can go, or if they're gonna have to cancel the flight, or if they're just gonna move us to another airplane so we can go. Another probably 30 minutes. So we start asking the ladies like, what's going on? Are we gonna leave soon, or what's the issue? And of course, with the horrible customer service of this airline, she just proceeds to tell me with a blank face that she doesn't know. So eventually the pilot tells us that the issue is not fixable anytime soon. If anything, it will be fixed in weeks. So they made us turn around back to the gate, and they decided that we were just gonna get moved to another plane. So we're waiting there for the buses to arrive. It starts pouring again, and by this time we're supposed to be in Chicago already, and we just see the buses arrive next to our airplane. We are not hearing anything from anybody, nor the pilot, nor the girls over here. So what do we do next? I'm just sitting there like, what's gonna be next? So these buses been here for like at least 20 minutes already, right? What is the issue? Like, what is the holdup? So in order to get out this plane, we were not going through the gate. We had to go down the ramp of stairs that they bring. A few of the elderlies were afraid to go down the stairs because they were wet and they can't walk. So just getting the people out the airplane took a very long time. So eventually everybody is out. From there, they take us to the next airplane that we're supposed to get on. Another wait to get on this airplane. So eventually they start getting people on the airplane. We're getting settled and everything. It's still pouring outside, so we can't move. So we arrive at Chicago. Normally everything is good. Get our baggage. We're getting our baggage. So it's taking forever. And it usually does take forever. And our baggage is still not down, so we're waiting. Everybody else is getting their baggage. And I see like individual pieces of clothing coming out of like the moving ramp. I'm not even sure if it's mine or not, but I'm like, oh my god, is there anything else this airline can mess up? Is there anything else? And a piece of clothing come like around me and I'm like, this is not even mine. Thank god it's not mine. And then like more pieces of clothing come out, like bras, like panties are out. So like your shit is just exhibited for everybody that's standing around. It was actually this lady that was sitting in front of us. She was traveling with her 2 little girls and her dog. So she had to take care of all them and then still have to deal with her baggage being open. So eventually the bag comes around. It's wide open, and I'm telling you, like an open book. Finally we get our stuff and we get ready to leave. I had a horrible experience with this company, and it was not worth it at all. Like, customer service was just horrible. Like I said, my aunt called. It was a 2-hour wait, and then right before we left, I called to see if everything was going to be okay for our flight to Chicago. And I was literally waiting on this phone like for an hour. And when they answered with a whole attitude. Again, this is only my experience. Like, okay, things happen with planes. We can't control it. But again, in those type of situations, you really have to boost up your customer service. So when we were on this airplane on the way back to Chicago, we were telling them that we were supposed to get a refund for our first flight because it got delayed, making our next stop being just fully canceled. We were talking about it with a boy that was sitting behind us on this plane, and he was like, well, just be careful because I was supposed to get a refund before and I was never refunded. I'll admit, when we got back, it did take me a minute to take action to get this refund. So I sent the information that they told us at first. So I sent the information and they told me, no, you need all this other information. So I sent it through email. I never got an answer after that. And I emailed them again, still no answer. So at one point, I just contacted customer service, like, hey, I was supposed to get this money back. Here's proof that I sent the email, that I sent my information. And they were like, I can't help you because you reserved the tickets through a third party. So I contacted the third party, and they told me that I would have to wait some time to get the refund back. So that was last week, like around September 25th. I still have not received my money, but as of last week, my aunt did get her refund. So hopefully mine comes in soon. I had to take a whole lot of action for them to even contact me. And also, Mexico had their Independence Day this month, which was September 15th. And I actually saw an article on Facebook saying that one of the pilots of this company decided to say that she wished that somebody would have threw a bomb in the area where the president of Mexico comes with the people and celebrates their Independence Day. So she was fired from Interjet. Like I said, like, this is my experience, and for more people around us to say that this airline is just that bad, like, that's how you know, like, this always happens with them. I did change cameras because my other camera died, so I hope you guys can still hear me good. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it, and keep your minds open. I will see you on my next video.